Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to another video about TikTok and TikTok drama. This is TikToker fired after exposing restaurant he worked at. But yeah, that does make sense because if you talk about your job negatively, of course they're going to be like, then why you work here? And then they'll cut you off. But also, yeah, if you speak up, you tell the truth, and you try to expose what needs to be exposed, people aren't gonna like that. So yeah, that's another reason why they'll cut you off. But yeah, let's get into it, see what happened at the restaurant, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
Right, so as I mentioned in my last video, I have been away for a few days, so I'm kind of catching up on what's been going on, and this situation
Turn up a
we're
little
talking
bit.
about today is massive. It's got the attention of millions of people at this point. Now, the first person you need to be aware of, or should I say the first place you should be aware of, is this place right here, Fellini Coffee, which is obviously a coffee shop, as you can tell. They have multiple
It's in Chelsea, Soho, West Village. Can't read. West Village. Okay, never been there, but
locations. This
what
is
happened?
our Instagram account right here. The locations are West
Spill
Village,
the tea.
Soho, and
Spill the
Chelsea.
coffee.
This is in New York. I think all them places are in New York. Could be wrong, but specifically the place we're talking about today is in New York. And from what I can tell, this coffee shop's reputation before this situation was that it's like your cute, like aesthetic coffee shop that you would see on like Instagram or like TikTok. I mean, for
What they
example,
do.
here's a TikTok video with 392,000 views before this situation, kind of promoting the coffee shop.
Fellini is the tiniest coffee shop in New York City. Meet Francesco. He owns this adorable place and he serves the best espressos. I recommend the Dolce Vita, which is a sweet and creamy latte with caramel syrup and a sprinkle of Maldon sea salt.
Okay, so you get the point, right? This is kind of like the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's a
for
really small coffee
shops.
shop.
Like the way they kind of market them. It's like a cute little place. It all looks like pretty and peaceful and all that, right? And that was the reputation that Fellini seemed to have before the situation. But now this is where I need to introduce you to a TikToker called Corey Kaiser, a TikToker with 14,000 followers who actually worked at Fellini's, and I use that in past tense. You'll see why later. But he has recently made quite a few videos talking about Fellini, and as you can see right here, they're getting millions of views. One on 2.3 million, one on 1.7 million. He's also made multiple other videos that have got like hundreds of thousands of views. And now the video we're about to watch is the original video that kind of started the situation, where he talks about how he works at Fellini at the coffee shop portion, but next door they've now opened a restaurant, and we
I'm talking about spit.
kind of ran through
that place is really small. Does they even have?
My job for saying this.
Wait, before he says what he's gonna say, I'm gonna say what I want to say, just in case he says something that I mentioned. But yeah, that place seems kind of small. It's like really small. Wait, remember, go back to 148. I'm gonna forget. But yeah, it seems really small. Wait, where's the outside?
Instagram or like TikTok. I mean, for example, here's a TikTok video with 392,000 views before this situation, kind of promoting the coffee shop.
Fellini is the tiniest coffee shop in New
Yeah, it looks so small. Like,
York City. Meet Francesco.
does this place even have a bathroom? If it does have a bathroom, does it have a sink to wash the hands? I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like he's gonna mention hygiene, but I don't know. I'm just guessing. I want to guess before he starts speaking. So let's let him speak. Let me stop talking.
Here, I have to get it off my chest, okay? I work in a really small coffee shop in a really small, really cute part of Manhattan. And this really cute restaurant just opened up attached to my building.
Okay, so as you can probably tell, he doesn't mention Fellini in this video. He does later on, but he gives some very strong hints, you know, like this really small coffee shop. As we just heard in this other video, I think it's like the smallest coffee shop in the area. And obviously he mentions the area of Manhattan, and also says that the restaurant that's open next door. It's pretty easy to work out, especially if you're from that area, what he's talking about here. And then he goes on to explain why he's actually making this video, and he says that he is worried that someone is going to get sick and the management don't seem to care.
Someone's about
It's about
to get
hygiene,
sick.
right?
People are about to get sick.
Hygiene. How did I know?
Management, all they care about is show.
Like, I just made a guess just from seeing how small that thing was. Small place. Like, it reminds me of, you know, ice cream trucks and stuff. Small place, selling stuff. But when these people go to the bathroom, do they wash their hands? Do they clean their hands before giving stuff to other people? I don't know, but
and like Instagram, but behind the scenes, shit is sickening.
And then he goes on to give some examples, like prepping the food on bins and the freezer being too hot. And he says he's really worried that someone's going to get ill.
People are prepping the food on top of garbage cans. The ice is on top of garbage cans. The walk-in freezer was at 45 degrees for a whole week, and then I had a couple days off, and I've come back, and it has been at 54 degrees for the past 3 days.
What kind of
We're serving
freezer?
dairy, we're serving cheese, raw chicken being stored overnight, like above 50 degrees. This shit is crazy. Someone's about to like get seriously ill. And like, I just make coffee next door, but I'm looking out for you guys. I
Oh,
hope I
it's
don't lose my-
Of course, as you just heard by the end of the video,
he's talking about the restaurant, not the cafe.
9 times out of 10 in a situation like this, he probably is. Right or wrong, whatever your opinions are, that is
Never
most
mind,
likely
it's
gonna
not
happen, that
about,
he would lose a job, and he does in the end.
hand
As
washing.
you can tell by the video, if everything that he is saying is true,
I thought I got it
which of course they
right.
are just accusations, right? But if everything he's saying is true, he's doing it for a good reason, right? He's worried about people. He's worried that people are going to get sick. Now, in his second video about the situation, this is before he ends up getting fired, which you can probably expect at this point. He goes on to clarify that he's not talking about the coffee shop specifically that he works at.
Never mind,
He's
my
under the same management.
Okay, I feel like I
prediction
have to
was wrong.
clarify. I work just at the cafe, or just the coffee shop, just a tiny little window. And the restaurant is what's attached, and it's kind of the same ownership.
And then he goes on to explain that the owner has been messaging him, kind of saying you're going to ruin our brand here, and that he has full confidence in the staff.
Now the owner is sending me messages, and he's deleted some, so I can't read them all. But he's saying that like this type of thing could really affect the brand. Of course, it was like the optics that really like got to him.
If
They take this sort of thing really seriously, like.
if that kind of thing can affect the brand, then why don't you fix it internally, and then he'll stop talking about it.
He has full confidence in all this stuff. And of
maybe
course
that's an
he's
idea
just, like,
too.
saving face, or else this wouldn't happen.
Which, yeah, I mean, he is right. It is going to ruin the brand, clearly, right? But if the stuff wasn't happening in the first place, it wouldn't ruin the brand. Unless it's all made up, right? We're not there. We haven't seen it in person. Who knows? But it would be a wild thing to come to TikTok and lie about. And if it was a lie, you would expect the management to come out and make a statement, kind of proving that it's a lie. We haven't really got any of that yet. I mean, we do have a statement to read later, a response from the restaurant, but there's no real proof from either side, really. The only proof we have is that Corey worked there. And then to end the video, Corey says that the coffee shop itself is fine, he really likes his co-workers, and that he's now going to go to work and see what they have to say.
And I want to clarify that the coffee
But
where
then he
I
got
work is
fired.
fine. You know, it's an okay job. I really like my coworkers. The coffee is fine. My coworkers are great, but it's the restaurant next door where they're stacking produce on top of like raw bacon. So I'm about to walk to work, and they're probably going to talk to me when I get there. So we'll see what happens.
And of course, we do find
They're
out
like,
what's
"Stop
happened.
exposing
He's now
us."
been fired, and in fact, he got told that he doesn't even have to finish his shift unless he deletes the video.
I no longer work at Fellini. The owner, the chef, model, underwear model, singer, failed restaurateur let me go. He told me I didn't even have to finish my shift if I didn't want to take the video down.
Corey then goes on to say that the owner is still saying that he's ruining the brand here, and in fact, there's actually been an NY Post article made about this situation.
He said I was affecting their brand so much, and I said I'm just trying to hold you accountable. So basically,
Why not
the New York
fix
Post showed up.
what is
and
going
they
on?
Put an article out. Go to NewYorkPost.com, search barista, you'll find it. Everybody is quitting because they honestly saw this coming. No one liked Franco, and it's just really rough on his image. Okay, well, it could have been rough on people's livelihoods if they got sick, you know?
Okay, so a few more details he's mentioning here, like people are quitting.
He
they
needs
don't
to
like working
tell us
there
why they don't
because
like
of
him.
these
What he
reasons,
do?
Maybe other reasons as well. He keeps
'Cause I'm nosy,
mentioning someone
so I
called
wanna know.
Franco as well, being the owner. I'm assuming it's the person in the original video, but it's kind of like a different name. But Franco seems maybe like a nickname.
Meet Francesco.
Yeah, okay, so Francesco is the name they give in that original video, the owner here. Maybe that's Franco, maybe it's not. Obviously, the names are very similar.
So I got fired. Everybody is quitting. He's backpedaling, texting me like he never fired me because I think he's thinking I'm gonna maybe sue him. I don't know. All I know is that I don't have a job. Everyone's quitting. The article blew up. But it's me and my girlfriend 6 months today, so I really can't be bothered.
Okay, well, there you have it. First of all, congratulations, Corey, for the 6 months. Second of all, he's now saying
6
that,
months
like,
of what?
Franco's messaging him, saying that he's not fired.
Is that something to
even though
celebrate?
He did fire him.
I'm just wondering,
according
'cause
to Corey.
still kinda
Seems like a
early.
very confusing situation. Obviously, we heard here that it might be because Franco's worried about being sued. Who knows what's going on? But what I do know is, looking at the comments on these videos, the vast majority of people are on Corey's side, of course, right? But there is a lot of people who are also saying, like, oh, why are you coming to TikTok about this? Of course you're going to lose your job. Why are you not reporting it? To which Corey has made a follow-up video saying he has reported it.
Why is everybody assuming that I never called the health department? I actually made an anonymous tip to 311, and I have a case number that I can check in 30 days. So I made the TikTok because it was more immediately accountable for him, and it got the word out to you guys before anyone got sick.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that this is definitely a much faster way of going around it. Obviously, people are going to have their opinions if it was right or wrong. When we do actually look at the article, there is an investigation going on now, so I guess we are going to get some answers. But realistically, this whole situation probably is going to make the restaurant
what are those people called?
And a lot more hygienic. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, we do have a response
when they give you
from
the scores of the cleanliness of your restaurant.
Piver, I believe it's pronounced, and they have said,
Health
we
inspector?
try, but for the restaurants who follow all the rules, it's complicated. And then the article goes on further to say, still, he said all of Kaiser's allegations are completely false. And then we have some more quotes here saying, we've never had a situation of food poisoning ever. Piver added off the restaurant, which opened in September. At the end of the day, what backs us up is the fact that we have a very good standing with the City Department of Health. But then his article goes on to say the location does not have an official city health grade to date, nor does its coffee shop next door, according to DOH records. Fellini's Thompson Street location in Soho was dinged by the health department earlier this year for insufficient dishwashing, unlabeled juice, lack of properly calibrated food thermometer, potential contamination, a malfunctioning sewage system, and more, city records show. Its grade is still pending. I mean, that's not the best look in the world, is it? At the same time, city officials found evidence of mice at Fellini's Coffee 8th Avenue location in Chelsea, according to city records. That establishment has no grade posted on DOH's website. And then we also have a quote from a rep at Department of Health that says, the health department prioritizes the health and safety of all diners in New York City. We've received multiple complaints about this restaurant and we are investigating the situation.
Dang, so he's not the only one.
I want to hear some of the thoughts from some of the co-workers at the
What did they say?
the coffee shop under the Fellini branding, right? One of Kaiser's co-workers, who told the Post that the barista was fired Monday morning as a result of the scathing TikTok video, backed up at least some of Kaiser's claims about the food conditions. The coffee shop shares a walk-in refrigerator with the restaurant, which Kaiser said is how he learned of some of the issues, including alleged bad milk served at the drink spot. We thought about contacting you guys, the press, because it's literally disgusting, his co-worker said. Now they're literally threatening legal action on Kaiser, even though it's wrongful termination. Kaiser, who started working at the coffee shop only 2 months ago, told the Post in an interview
you're trying
that he's
to
been dumping dozens
sue
of gallons of apparently sour milk
someone that tried
before realizing
to
last week that the shared refrigerator was well above the temperature it
help
should
everyone,
be, meaning poultry, pork,
but you're the one
and
that's
dairy products could have
doing
been
the bad
turning
thing,
dangerously bad. And then in
and you're not
quotes
fixing
says,
it.
we're frothing sour milk and it's disgusting. We do actually have a picture here that is labelled a disgruntled barista said that he and his co-worker gagged one time when they were unknowingly began steaming curdled milk. We also have another picture here showing that the refrigerator was at 52 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we also hear some further stuff about the food being
what? They're trying to save money, save energy? I don't understand.
As we say. In another instance last week, a woman showed the barista photos of Fellini workers prepping food in a space outside the restaurant and stacking baked goods on top of garbage cans, Kaiser said. Okay, so someone actually showed Kaiser these pictures.
Where's the
Kaiser
picture?
said he also witnessed handlers stacking produce on top of raw bacon. The barista said he sounded alarms about the health concerns in the company's WhatsApp channel last week but received no response back. It was on Friday he noticed a refrigerator temperature had climbed to 52 degrees Fahrenheit and decided something had to be done, and obviously at this point he's now released the videos. And then the article ends by saying, but Piver, the manager, said the refrigerator has always been at the appropriate temperature. He also asserted there is
Not in
no
that picture.
alley nearby that could be used to prep food outside on garbage cans. I don't know where we could be prepping food, he told the Post. We only have a kitchen, and the kitchen has prep tables. So obviously that's a response, right? We haven't seen the most proof in the world, right? We've seen proof of the refrigerator. I guess if you wanted to play devil's advocate, you could say that someone changed it to take the picture. That would be a wild thing to do. And apparently there's nowhere where they could be prepping these on top of garbage cans. Who knows?
Instead of
Obviously,
fixing the
we're gonna have
problem,
very,
you just,
very
like,
different stories. I think this situation would have
play
been even
pretend,
more surprising.
so you have
if the
fake
manager came
pictures.
out and was like, oh yeah, you know what? We are prepping food on garbage cans. Why not? So the stories were always going to be different, is what I'm trying to say. Who knows where the truth lies? I would love to know your opinions in the comments. But what I do know is that Fellini is now getting a lot of backlash, and other TikTokers are coming out and giving their thoughts on the whole situation.
Did you guys see that TikTok where a certain barista is exposing this place for being unclean? I told you guys. A few weeks ago, I said this place is severely hyped by influencers, and we had not the greatest meal there, but I'm going to show you what we had. this is the meal we had, and I'm telling you guys, he goes into detail talking about how this place preps on garbage cans. They put ice on garbage cans. The fridge has been set to 50 degrees, and the chicken goes in raw and sits there for a week. I knew it. I knew it.
What happened?
Because
How do you know?
this is the chicken that I sent back. And when I tell you that I put it in my mouth and went, I spit it out, I don't do that.
Wait, is the chicken on the top right?
You guys need to stop hyping this place up. It's not good for us. It's very...
Okay, so as you can tell from this video by Elsie, she actually went to the restaurant and she said the food wasn't very nice, so much so that she had to like spit it back out and send it back. I also found this video from a TikToker called Rachel in a Real Way, who was talking about how there's still a massive queue outside of Fellini. This video in particular, it's only 20 seconds long, but it's got 2 million views. Like, this has become a massive situation.
The next time someone tries to act intellectually superior to you because they don't have TikTok, remind them that there are people waiting in the Fellini line for coffee right now, even though one of the people who works there posted last week about how they prepare food on trash cans and food is left out all night that should be refrigerated. And these people don't know because they don't have TikTok.
And then they go home and they got diarrhea.
Yikes.
Yeah, so there does seem to be a massive queue. I think it is also worth noting that Corey does say in his videos that the coffee shop is fine, and it's specifically the restaurant next door. I think that's important, right? It's part of his claim.
But how is the coffee shop fine if they're using the same milk
So hopefully the coffee is okay.
that has been in the fridge
is going to improve
at 50 degrees?
Make things better if what Corey is saying is true. But either way, that's the situation.
Either way, you're gonna get diarrhea.
Now, the most recent updates we spoke about were within the last day or so. So there hasn't really been much since then. Who knows what's going to be said? Maybe we get further responses. Maybe we hear about this investigation. Who knows? But I would love to know your opinions.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. But yeah, how is there nothing wrong with a cafe if they share the same fridge? They said they share the same walk-in fridge, but the fridge is like not cold enough. So aren't they using the same milk that should be like refrigerated at a cooler temperature? So isn't the milk bad? Didn't they just show a picture of the drink and the workers like gagged when they were like heating up the milk or something like that? Like, don't they use the same fridge for the milk? I don't understand. So how does that not affect the cafe also? I don't know. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.